A breakthrough for scientists after they had a 20-minute conversation with a humpback whale.
You're floating in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by nothing but endless blue water. Suddenly, a massive shadow appears beneath your boat. Then, you hear it. A deep, haunting sound that seems to come from another world. It's a whale, and for the first time in human history, we might actually understand what it's trying to say. What I'm about to tell you sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie, but it's completely real. Scientists have just achieved something that was thought to be impossible for decades. Using cutting-edge artificial intelligence, researchers managed to have an actual conversation with a whale. Not just any whale, but a humpback whale named Twain, who seemed to understand exactly what the humans were trying to communicate. The conversation lasted for 20 incredible minutes, and what happened during those minutes has left marine biologists around the world completely stunned. This isn't just about talking to animals anymore. This breakthrough could change everything we think we know about intelligence, communication, and our place in the natural world. Let me take you on this amazing journey and show you exactly how this happened, what the whale said back, and why this discovery might be the most important scientific breakthrough of our lifetime. The story begins off the coast of Alaska, where a team of researchers from the University of California, Davis, were conducting what seemed like a routine study on whale communication. Dr. Brenda McCowan, a brilliant scientist who has spent her entire career trying to understand how animals communicate, was leading this incredible project called Whale SETI. The name might sound funny, but it's actually quite serious. Just like SETI searches for signals from alien life in space, Whale SETI searches for complex intelligence right here in our own oceans. Dr. McCowan and her team had been studying humpback whale songs for years. These aren't just random noises that whales make. Humpback whales are known to create some of the most complex and beautiful songs in the entire animal kingdom. Their songs can last for hours, and they follow patterns and structures that seem almost musical to our human ears. But here's the incredible part. Scientists have discovered that these songs actually contain information, real, meaningful information that whales use to communicate with each other across vast distances in the ocean. For decades, researchers have been recording these whale songs, trying to figure out what they mean. It's been like trying to decode a completely alien language without any reference point. Imagine if someone played you a recording of people speaking in a language you had never heard before, and you had to figure out what they were saying without any help. That's exactly what scientists have been trying to do with whale communication, but everything changed when artificial intelligence entered the picture. The same technology that helps your phone understand your voice and translate languages has now become powerful enough to decode the mysterious language of whales. The AI doesn't just listen to the sounds. It analyzes patterns, identifies structures, and looks for meaning in ways that human brains simply cannot do fast enough. When Dr. McCowan's team first played recorded whale songs through their underwater speakers, they were hoping to get some kind of response from nearby whales. What they didn't expect was what happened next. A curious humpback whale, later named Twain, approached their boat and began responding to the recordings in a way that seemed almost like a conversation. The researchers quickly realized they were witnessing something extraordinary. Twain wasn't just making random whale noises back at them. The whale was actually responding to specific parts of the recorded songs, with matching patterns and sounds. It was as if Twain understood that the humans were trying to communicate, and was actively participating in a back-and-forth exchange. Using their advanced AI system, the team was able to analyze Twain's responses in real time. The artificial intelligence compared the whale's vocalizations to thousands of other whale songs in their database, looking for patterns and meanings. Twain was not only responding to the human-initiated communication, but was also asking questions and providing what seemed like answers. For 20 amazing minutes, this conversation continued. The researchers would play a specific whale sound through their speakers, and Twain would respond with a different sound that the AI identified as an appropriate response based on known whale communication patterns. Sometimes Twain would repeat certain sounds, which the AI interpreted as the whale asking for clarification. or showing interest in a particular topic. One of the most incredible moments came when the researchers played a whale song that typically means something like hello or I'm here in humpback whale language. Twain responded immediately with the sound that the AI translated as a greeting in return. But then, something even more amazing happened. It was as if the whale was trying to teach the humans new words or concepts. Dr. McCowan described the experience as absolutely surreal. She said it felt like they were having a conversation with an alien intelligence, but one that lived right here on Earth. The whale seemed genuine, curious about the humans, and appeared to be trying to understand why these strange creatures were trying to communicate using whale language. What makes this breakthrough even more incredible is that it's not just a one-time event. This success has opened the door to a whole new field of science. Researchers around the world are now working on similar projects, trying to establish communication with different species of whales and dolphins. But the story doesn't end with humpback whales. There's an even bigger project happening right now that might blow your mind. It's called Project SETI, and it focuses on sperm whales, which might be even more intelligent than we ever imagined. Sperm whales have the largest brains of any animal on Earth. Their brains are actually 6 times bigger than human brains. For years, scientists have known that sperm whales make complex clicking sounds to communicate with each other, but nobody knew what these clicks meant. It was like listening to Morse code without knowing the code. Project SETI brings together some of the smartest people on the planet: marine biologists, artificial intelligence experts, roboticists, and linguists are all working together to crack the code of sperm whale communication. They're using underwater robots equipped with advanced recording equipment to follow sperm whale families around the ocean, recording every sound they make and every behavior they exhibit. The AI technology they're using is incredibly sophisticated. It can analyze millions of whale sounds at once, looking for patterns that would be impossible for humans to detect, and the results they're getting are absolutely fascinating. The researchers have discovered that sperm whales have what they're calling a phonetic alphabet. Just like humans use different combinations of sounds to create words, sperm whales appear to use different combinations of clicks to create meaning. They've identified distinct click patterns that seem to represent different concepts or ideas. But here's where it gets really interesting. The AI has found that sperm whales don't just use simple click patterns. They actually modify these patterns based on context, just like humans modify their speech based on who they're talking to and what situation they're in. This suggests a level of linguistic sophistication that we previously thought was unique to humans. Even more amazing is that different sperm whale families appear to have different dialects. Whales from one part of the ocean make slightly different click patterns than whales from another part, even when they seem to be communicating the same basic ideas. This is exactly like how humans from different regions have different accents and local expressions. The implications of these discoveries are absolutely staggering. If whales truly have complex languages with grammar, vocabulary, and cultural variations, then we're not just looking at intelligent animals. We're looking at intelligent societies with their own cultures, traditions, and ways of understanding the world. Think about what this means for a moment. We share our planet with creatures that have their own languages, their own cultures, and their own complex social structures. They've been living in the oceans for millions of years, developing their own civilizations that we're only just beginning to understand. Some scientists believe that whale societies might be far more advanced than we ever imagined. The AI research is also revealing that whale communication might be far more sophisticated than human language in some ways. While humans primarily communicate through sound, whales seem to use a combination of vocalizations, body language, and even echolocation patterns to convey meaning. It's like they have multiple channels of communication happening at the same time. One of the most mind-blowing discoveries is that whales appear to have conversations that span enormous distances. Sperm whales can communicate with each other across hundreds of miles of ocean. Imagine if you could have a conversation with someone on the other side of the country without any technology, just using the power of your voice. That's essentially what whales do every day. But this research isn't just about satisfying scientific curiosity. Understanding whale communication could have profound implications for conservation efforts. Right now, human activities like shipping, offshore drilling, and military sonar are creating massive amounts of noise pollution in the oceans. This noise might be disrupting whale communication in ways we never realized. If whales depend on long-distance communication to find mates, coordinate hunting, or maintain family relationships, then human-made noise could be devastating to their societies. It would be like someone constantly blasting loud music while you're trying to have important conversations with your family and friends. By understanding how whales communicate, scientists hope to develop better guidelines for reducing noise pollution in the oceans. They're also working on technology that could allow ships and other human activities to avoid interfering with whale communication channels. But the potential applications go far beyond conservation. Some researchers believe that learning to communicate with whales could teach us new ways to think about intelligence and consciousness. Whales have evolved in a completely different environment than humans, so their way of understanding the world might be radically different from ours. Imagine what we could learn from creatures that have been exploring the deepest parts of our oceans for millions of years. Whales might have knowledge about ocean currents, weather patterns, and marine ecosystems that could help us better understand our planet's climate and environment. There's also the incredible possibility that whales might have their own forms of art, music, and storytelling. Humpback whale songs already sound like music to human ears, but what if they're actually complex musical compositions with meanings and emotions that we're only just beginning to understand? Some researchers have suggested that whale songs might be like epic poems that tell stories about whale history, migration routes, or important cultural knowledge. If this is true, then whales might have oral traditions that are far older than any human civilization. The AI technology that's making these breakthroughs possible is also advancing at an incredible pace. Machine learning algorithms are getting better and better at recognizing patterns and finding meaning in complex data. As this technology improves, our ability to understand whale communication will only get better. Scientists are already working on the next generation of AI systems that might be able to not just understand whale language, but actually generate appropriate responses. This could allow for true two-way conversations between humans and whales, opening up possibilities that seem almost magical. Imagine being able to ask a whale about its life experiences, its travels across the oceans, or its relationships with other whales. We might be able to learn about parts of our planet that humans have never explored, seen through the eyes of creatures that call the entire ocean their home. But with these incredible possibilities also come important ethical questions. If whales truly have complex languages and cultures, what does that mean for how we should treat them? Should whales have rights similar to humans? How do we ensure that our attempts to communicate with them don't disrupt their natural behaviors or social structures? Some experts worry that trying to communicate with whales might be like barging into someone's private conversation without being invited. Whales have been communicating with each other for millions of years without human interference. Do we have the right to try to join these conversations? Others argue that learning to communicate with whales could actually help us protect them better. If we can understand what they need and how human activities affect them, we might be able to make better decisions about ocean conservation and marine protection. There's also the question of what whales might think about humans. If we do establish communication with them, they might have some very pointed questions about why we've been polluting their oceans, overfishing their food sources, and creating so much noise in their environment. Despite these challenges, most scientists believe that the potential benefits of whale communication research far outweigh the risks. Every breakthrough in understanding whale intelligence and communication brings us closer to a world where humans and whales can coexist more harmoniously. The research is also inspiring a new generation of young scientists to pursue careers in marine biology and artificial intelligence. Universities around the world are creating new programs that combine these fields, training the next generation of researchers who will continue pushing the boundaries of interspecies communication. The story of Twain the humpback whale and the 20-minute conversation that changed everything is just the beginning. As AI technology continues to advance and our understanding of whale communication grows, we're entering an era where the barriers between human and whale intelligence might finally start to break down. We're living in a time when science fiction is becoming science fact. The idea of talking to whales, which once seemed impossible, is now becoming a reality. And this is just the start. Who knows what other forms of animal intelligence we might discover as our technology and understanding continue to grow. The oceans cover more than 70% of our planet, and they're home to creatures with intelligence and capabilities that we're only just beginning to understand. Whales have been the guardians of the seas for millions of years, and now, for the first time in human history, we might actually be able to ask them what they've learned during all that time. This breakthrough represents more than just a scientific achievement. It represents a new chapter in the relationship between humans and the natural world. For too long, we've seen ourselves as separate from nature, as if we were somehow above or apart from the other intelligent creatures that share our planet. But the conversation with Twain shows us something different. It shows us that intelligence comes in many forms, and that communication and understanding are possible across species barriers that we thought were impossible to cross. We're not alone in our intelligence, and we're not the only ones trying to make sense of this complex and beautiful world we all share. As we stand on the brink of this new era of interspecies communication, we have a choice to make. We can use this knowledge to build bridges between human and whale civilizations, creating a future where both species can thrive together. Or we can continue on our current path, treating the oceans as our personal playground without considering the intelligent beings that call it home. The whales have been trying to talk to us for millions of years. Thanks to artificial intelligence and the incredible work of scientists like Dr. McCowan and the Project CT team, we're finally starting to listen. What they have to tell us might just change everything we think we know about intelligence, communication, and our place in the natural world. This is just the beginning of an incredible journey. As AI technology continues to advance and our understanding of whale communication grows, we are entering a future where the line between human and whale intelligence might become increasingly blurred. We're not just learning to talk to whales. We're learning that we've never been alone in our intelligence, and that the oceans have been full of conversation all along. We just needed the right technology to finally join in. If this incredible story of AI talking to whales has blown your mind as much as it has mine, make sure to hit that like button to show your support for groundbreaking scientific research like this. Share this video with your friends and family, because everyone needs to know about this amazing breakthrough that's changing how we understand intelligence and communication on our planet. And don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on all the latest discoveries in marine science and artificial intelligence. Who knows what incredible breakthrough we'll be covering next? The future of human-whale communication is just getting started, and you don't want to miss a single moment of this incredible journey.